Hello, it's Susan at Seaside Stitches, and I'm just coming on for just a quick update. I've got pictures and I've started, I've done some videoing. I am following on from a very positive video of saying that I have had a good few days of cutting out, tracing patterns, cutting out. I'm really pleased with myself. It's a bit of a funny thing to say, but I've achieved things that I didn't think I could achieve. I've never tried doing lining. I've been lining this bodice, which is the Nina Lee Camden Pinafore. Show it better there. Pinafore and skirt. The skirt is made apart from attaching it, and now I'm on the bodice. Now, if I were to review this pattern, what I would say is it's a really easy to understand pattern. Everything is explained in the booklet. There are drawings and explanations, and it's quite clear. I've been pleased with it. What I'm not pleased with is the fact that I should have drafted my own block. Yet again, I come across this over and over, but usually I can get away with it as long as it is a knit fabric, because I can move it about, I can pull the bodice down if it's too high, etc, etc. What I did do was lengthen the shoulders. From the shoulder seam I added an extra inch on each of the shoulders, from the shoulder downwards. I have a low bust, as I've mentioned before, and what this must be drafted for is a B cup, and I'm at least a C cup when it comes to these kind of things, and also I'm lower in the bust. And although it looks really quite good on my mannequin, there isn't the length on the mannequin. However you can manage to dress it and pad it out and get it to your shape, it's not quite right. So I'm really pleased with it. I'm pleased with how I've done it. I'm pleased with the way it's come out, the pressing of the seams, the lining of it. When I finished it yesterday, this part, these were really sticking out. Just don't fit me at all, and so I've had to go inside again, which is no great task really, to take some of that out. I've still to work on that. I'm a bit concerned that there won't be enough at the back to go round me, but it's been a practice and I'm very pleased with it. I'm pleased with myself and I'm pleased with getting this far. At the moment I'm going to have to park it anyway, because my grandson has come up with an idea that he would like me to make him, and his birthday is on the 6th of March, and I didn't actually fulfill his request for what he wanted at Christmas, so I've got to put things aside now. I will come back to this, and in a way it's just a usable toile. It's what I wanted to make it from. It's denim I had in my stash for only in the last 2 years, because that's all I've been stashing really, and it was from Abercan. It's got a very strong smell when you iron it. The dye must be quite toxic. I don't know if that's true of most indigo dyeing, but it must be quite toxic. And also I noticed that it's dyed around the edge of my machine white plastic. I think that'll probably come off with a wet wipe or something, but anyway, and I've never put on a kind of a satinized lining before, and I've used the normal dress lining at kind of $2.99 a yard, but that was a little bit more expensive, but not massively. But I know what I've done as well. I have stretched it, working with it on the bias on the inside. Don't know if I can explain this. Yes, I've never bagged out before, so that is another thumbs up for me. And I'll show this on a proper close-up really, but I've ended up with the lining too big, because you have to undersew it at each seam on the inside, and so as you're doing that, while it's inside out, the whole thing is inside out, you've got this, a lot of this is on the bias, and to make sure I didn't get any pleats in it or any wrinkles in it, I was aware that I was pulling it to the side, etc., but not realising while it's on the bias, then it's got loads of space to stretch. So I'm assuming that's what that is. I can fiddle about with that and make little tucks inside. No one's going to see inside, are they? But just the finish is really lovely to be able to do that. I'm so pleased with myself. Ooh. And also this blouse was on here without the collar in April, in my video last April, and it's now mid-February, the year after obviously. And I have got the sleeves ready for this, but this is exactly what I wanted the effect to be from this type of pinafore, with the collar sitting very much like that and a bodice very much like that. So I'm on the right track and I'm very pleased with it. So that's that, and then so pop that on one side, because what has come today is something from, well, I don't know if you'd guess, given that it's pink, but Andrea Beyond the Pink Door. And anyone who knows me is that I started this YouTube journey. I've got to be very careful with this now. So I know just what this is. All I'm concerned about is it bright enough? Because I've got this for a special reason. I've been wanting to get the yellow ochre cable knit jersey, just like this, but obviously in ochre, since I saw Andrea's first dealing with the Harper cardigan. She wore it to show us how it was going to look when she did the kind of wine coloured one as a sew along, and I recommend that if anyone is going to make the Harper cardigan, go to that one. There are 3 or 4 videos of mine where I start laying it out, I cut it out, I finally make one, then I make this one, and I videoed all the making of this one, and I altered it with just a little bit of a longer sleeve and a longer cuff for the short sleeve version. I've made it it's the tall, but I made the long version. In the meantime, I bought some black quite a bit ago to make another one. So I've got a blue one, I've got this one, and oh, that is wonderful. I was so worried it wouldn't be bright enough. It is wonderful. So obviously I'm not wearing the right thing that it's meant to be going with, but I will pop a picture in with me wearing the dress that this is going to be going with, and I'm going to have 2. Oh, I can't tell you how pleased I am that that is not an off shade, because this is an off shade of rust. It's called, I don't know, rose, something rose, but anyway, whatever it is, it's fine. It doesn't go with this dress, but it was cold this morning and I've been working, so I wanted to be warm. This is fabulous. I'm so pleased. Hi, absolutely perfect match, Andrea, your yellow ochre cable knit jersey. Thank you very much. Wonderful dress, wonderful fabric. A 3rd Harper cardigan. Once I've finished the thing for my grandson, this is the first thing I will be cutting out. Now I've got my new arrangement in my sewing room. Welcome to my sewing room, my new setup. Don't know if I can do a quick whiz round, and then I'm just having you with me really. I'm not really doing a sew along or anything. I'm just showing you how it is and what I'm up to. And so welcome. And the seams just need overlocking and the hem doing, and then that is complete. The machine is set up ready for sewing a bit more of the pinafore, and I think that's all you need to know really. So take you around the block to where else? Okay, so I had sorted out the sofa and made it nice and neat, and I'm quite happy with it. I know what's on it, I know what there is to do. It's quite sorted. I'm not flummoxed about it. A shirt blouse that I started before the 27th of April because I've seen it on a video recently. And the stripe Tilly and the Buttons fabric top is one that I did for Joey Sews. Anyway, t-shirt challenge that I never did because I got everything ready. I didn't do any sewing after that. I didn't do any videoing after that. So I'm just coming around the room and we're back to hello. I'm so pleased with that room and I'm just so appreciative. Thank you for your order, Andrea and Keris. They are such wonderful people. I'm so pleased for Andrea. She is one of the few people who got me sewing when I first went during lockdown. And then I started watching, I just found her videos and it was lovely. I'm going to keep this on now. It's nice and warm. Oh, I'm so pleased with it. And it feels like a nice weight as well. I don't know if you're not familiar with this, but all it is kind of relatively plain on the back, just a jersey, and then it's kind of, I don't know what the term is, but it's attached in some way, this effect of it being a knitted fabric, with kind of an Aran twist to it. It's like inlaid on, but I think inlay is an inlay. But it's attached to it somehow. Anyway, I don't know how they do it, but it's marvellous. But you just use it as normal fabric. It's not, you don't have to worry about it unravelling because it's not been knitted. This bit hasn't been knitted with yarn, if you know what I mean. That's about as much as I want to go into because I don't want to bore the heck out of you. I've had a really productive February and I'm so pleased about that. I've sewn rather than videoed because I needed to get on with sewing. So I've made the dress that I wanted to make that this is going to go with, and it still does need hemming and that's fine, but I've done this and I've started to pick up my whips now. So I've got this with its and I'm getting to be friends with my overlocker a bit better. So, and I've got the skirt is cut out. I did the skirt of the whoops, you're kind of making two things. You make the skirt and you make the bodice and then you join them together with a waistband, really. Excuse me. But I've made the skirt with the help of lovely Andrea again, doing her Camden skirt sew along. And I just like her seamstress ways. And you know that she's showing you the right way and the best way to do it. That is easy to follow. No nonsense, but she's not cutting corners and it just being rough. It's properly made and I really like that. She's a good model to follow. So thank you again, Andrea, and thank you for your fabric. Absolute perfect match. I love this. Thank you, Andrea. Again soon I'll pop some pictures in of what I've been doing up to now and where I've got to, and a little bit possibly about my reorganisation of my room and some of my decluttering. The results of some of my decluttering, because that has really helped clear my head and let me get on with things that I've had in mind for quite a while. I have broken the golden rule, really, of going on for a little bit too long, and now I'm a little bit exhausted, so I'm going to go and make a cup of tea and I'm going to eat some chocolate. So this, I just have my curved rulers in, odd things, my other my whatever you call it, adjustable curve, and this is something that I bought as recommended for the shirt. It's well, I'm going to call it a shirt button spacer and I think it's kind of that, really. And then these are just my French curve kind of things and they live in there. And then my other smaller ruler kind of things, they live in there. That's for dead nails, I'm going to call it, dead pins and needles. And this is my, every day I use that several times a day, and I call it my drawer 4. And sometimes I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 before I know which one it is. But that's how I work. That's how my brain works. So I've just got every day picking up stuff so that I can put it back at the end of the day. Normally my pressure feet go inside box for my feet. My pressure foot box in the front one. And then I just have this all kind of just colour divided, and just one thing wrong with this. I also had downloaded the peppermint. It's not called a peppermint pinafore. I'm not sure what it's called. There is a Pinafore from Peppermint magazine, and it could be called anything. It could be called MILTON, but I don't know what it's called. I'll put a little thing on what it's called. Michelle at Sewing Bunny, she has done one in red tartan, and she put me onto it. Watching her video put me onto it. So anyway, I shall go and put all this together. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you are, thank you ever so much for coming back. So I'll see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye. Cable knit jersey. Thank you very much. Wonderful dress. Wonderful fabric. A third harbour cardigan.